everyone, this is Jennifer+Abernethy with SociallyDelivered.com and thesaleslounge.com. And thanks to Willie Jolly for having me in his Change the World Summit. I'm really excited to be here because guess what? We can change the world, and I'm here to talk about social media and social business because what a great vehicle to be able to change the world through. So I hope that you'll get some great nuggets by listening to my talk here today. So before we get started, again, just want to share I'm Jennifer+Abernethy, and I'm at Sales Lounge on Twitter for those that are tweeting, and I'm at SociallyDelivered.com, which is my socially delivered business, and thesaleslounge.com, which is my sales lounge business if you want to read a little bit more about me. So I'd like to tell you how I got started and how I got into this social media world, because it really was kind of by default, actually. But I've been in it for a while, since really it started almost. So I was in corporate sales for, oh gosh, 20 plus years. I was a multi-million-dollar, over $40 million in sale producer. I worked for the Washington Post in the 80s and 90s during the heyday, and then I left in 2000 to get into the dot-com world. And I was very, very successful, but there came a moment where I said, you know, I want to do more, I want to be more, I want to have a bigger impact in the world. And so I left to go out on my own. I took a big risk because I was making great money, but something was missing. I wasn't 100% happy. And so I launched the saleslounge.com to really help entrepreneurs and professionals with their sales because that was my expertise. And, you know, so I launched it, and I have to say I was very humbled because I thought right away I would do really, really well. I mean, hey, I had sold $1 million a year for 20 years. But it was really tough, and because I got into this whole entrepreneur world, it was very new to me, and I'd realized that not only am I a salesperson now, but I'm a CEO, I'm an accountant, I'm an email person, I'm a marketing person, I'm the technician when something goes wrong with my technology, and so it was very a humbling experience, and I wasn't doing that well in the beginning. And so about month 3 in, and now we're talking about March 2007, I said, you know, I don't have a lot of cash reserves left. And so I said, I need to do something here. And so I turned to this thing called Facebook. Now, Facebook at that time, there were no books out on the topic. No one that I knew was using Facebook at all. No one that I knew, except for college students. But I started reading about it, and I said, my gosh, there are 30 million people on this site. If I can get 30 of them to be my clients, I'll be fine. So let me just stop right there. That's tip number 1. The whole thing with the social media to really make it successful for yourself is the mindset. You have to look at this stuff. You have to be very, very open to it and think, this could be a new way for me to meet people, to have a greater impact on people, for people to discover me and my teachings and my information. And, you know, because it really does work. But it really starts with the mindset, because I have to tell you, when I started telling people that I was doing this thing called Facebook back in early 2007, everyone thought I was nuts. I kept hearing, oh, that's for a bunch of drunken college students. Why are you doing that? You should be out networking at networking events. Although I was doing that, I wanted to give this thing a try because there was something to it. I was like, it's growing very, very fast. And there's something to it. So I went down to the mall and I got my headshot taken. And I thought that I was really hot stuff because when I was in corporate America, no one ever asked me for my headshot, except for maybe when I was winning one of my sales awards, but that was just a photo to put up on the wall in the lobby at the building. It wasn't for public consumption, you know. And so I went down to the mall, I got my headshot taken, I came back and I figured out this Facebook, and I'm on there for business. I was on there, I had my website domain on there, I had my photo up, and I said, all right, let's try this. And I didn't know what to do because there weren't any books out, you know, on how to use it. And so my very first update was, I'm eager to tell the world about the Sales Lounge. And I hit send, and I kind of waited, and I looked, you know, to see if something was going to happen. And nothing happened, of course, because I wasn't connected to any friends. So I turned it off, and I came back 2 days later. And I opened up my laptop, and I went to Facebook, and I said, oh my gosh, I had 2 notes in my inbox on Facebook, and it said it was someone from Canada and someone from California. And the California person said, hey, tell me what the Sales Lounge is. It sounds kind of cool. And the person from Canada said, hey, do you have a newsletter? And I went, oh my gosh, this is an entrepreneur small business gold mine here. You know, I could have never have reached these people with my very limited marketing budget that I had. And I'm based in Washington, D.C. And it kind of went from there, and I just started sharing tips every day, sales tips, marketing tips. And before you know it, I heard from someone from Ireland. I had my first client from Ireland. Who was on the phone. We were doing phone consulting, and it just kept growing and growing. And before you know it, I would go to speaking events or networking events, and I would be asked to speak, and I would speak on sales. And I just kind of casually mentioned that I was on this thing called Facebook, and they would line up to talk to me about Facebook. And I was like, okay, this is fascinating. And it was all real estate agents, because 2007, 2008, that's when the market started kind of declining, the real estate market. And so I started helping real estate agents for a while. I've helped over, oh gosh, hundreds and hundreds of agents around the country, actually probably a couple thousand, help them with social media and social business back then. And so I have to say, the whole concept around social media and social business, everything that I've done in my business has really happened or been supported by social media, is for me to say to you, really take an open and agile mindset to it. If you go into it saying, I don't know, you got to really sell me on this, I want you to think, switch the opposite and think, there's something to this stuff. Everyone's talking about it. Millions are doing it. How can we do it to have impact? And how can we do it to change the world? All right, so that's my tip number one. Now, first of all, for those of you who are tweeting, and you want to send me a tweet when you hear a great nugget, send it to hashtag #ChangeTheWorld14 so I can see your tweets, and I'll keep checking all the time to look at that hashtag. So send us your thoughts as you're hearing this and some of the nuggets that you're taking away. I'm also at Sales Lounge on Twitter, so if you want to follow along, I'm at Sales Lounge. So I want to talk a little bit about where we're going, and then we're going to back up, and I'm going to share with you some more tips. Right now we're in 2014. Things are moving at an incredible pace. I don't care if you're an entrepreneur or if you're CEO of a Fortune 100 company. You have to start thinking, where are we going to be in 18 months? Because 18 months now is like, the change is happening so fast, it's almost like 5 years was the amount of change that happened in 5 years back in the 90s. We're going to be moving and changing so fast. The way we communicate, the way that we network, the way that we socialize online and offline, it's going to change dramatically. So in 18 months' time, and it's already starting to happen now in 2014, something called augmented reality is coming. And basically what's going to happen is we're going to have either smartphones like Google Glasses, smartwear, or simply a device like our iPhone, and we're going to point it at a building, and it's going to tell us, these are the companies that are in the building. This is their website. This is their Twitter handle. These are the materials that building is made of. Or if I point it to a person that has a smart device on them, it's going to tell me, oh, that's Jennifer+Abernethy. She has 11,000 followers on Twitter. She's the 2-time author of The Complete Idiot's Guide to Social Media Marketing. She's been on Facebook since 2007. She has thousands of followers on LinkedIn. Da-da-da-da-da-da. It's going to tell me all that just by us pointing the device at each other. Or we might read that information through our Google Glasses. So I say that to you, and I appeal to you with this. Your digital presence and your digital clout is going to matter in the future more than ever before. But now is the time to start building it. Those of us that got on social media early, back in 2007, 2008, we're building a following, we've got attraction, and we have a community of dedicated followers and people whom we network with regularly. But it's not too late. It's not too late to get on. But you need to get on there now, because as this technology keeps shifting, your digital clout and your online influence is going to matter even more. And people are going to decide whether to do business with you. Media people are going to decide whether or not to hire you. Literary companies and agents are going to decide whether or not to sign you to do a book deal. Maybe a media outlet like a TV show will decide whether or not to bring you on the show based on your digital clout, and so on. Or people might decide they want to come work for you based on your digital clout. So it's going to matter in so many different ways. And so I appeal to you to say, let's take a new way to look at these social media channels and think about yourself as a personal brand. Okay? I'm going to go to some of my notes here. And just so it is important to begin thinking of yourself as a brand. When I first started online, I put my logo up, the Sales Lounge logo, because it was kind of cool, it's kind of retro. But once I switched it to my headshot, it was better because people thought, oh, you're the person behind the logo. So I say to people, gone are the days of the elusive CEO. Whether you're a solopreneur or, again, run a Fortune 100 company, you need to be present, you need to be seen, you need to be accessible, and you need to be seen as authentic and approachable. And that's what's working, and it's going to work even more so as time, the months and the years go by here in the future. So let's start thinking of yourself as a personal brand. So when you're online, you have to remember everything that you write, everyone who you connect to, everyone who connects to you is saying something about your personal brand. So let's start with that. What would be the one thing you'd want to do to showcase your personal brand? Well, the one thing you want to do is go out and get an updated headshot. I can't tell you how many people don't have an updated headshot. Now, I myself, I have to say, slap my hand here, because my headshot right now is almost 2 years old. Not quite, but almost. And so I have an appointment to go get my new headshots here taken soon, because women, we need to get our new headshots taken really every year, because our hair changes, our styles change, maybe the color changes a little bit, and you want to reflect the best and most current you on these social channels. Men, you have it a little bit easier. You can get your headshots, probably get away with every 2 years, but I would say a best practice is to get your headshot taken every year. And ladies, we could even do it every 6 months, but at least do it once a year. It's going to tell the audience in a subliminal way that you care about your brand, which is your personal brand, you care about your business, and you're up to date, and you're very agile in your thinking when it comes to the social media, okay? So that's very, very important. All right, so I want to see current headshots from everybody that out there, and you don't have to spend a lot of money. Now, I'm investing in a really great photographer this go-around, but remember when I first started, I just went to the mall, and I got my headshots taken at one of those kids' portrait places, and it was fine. So if you don't have anything, I don't want to hear the excuse of, well, I can't afford it. You know, go out there, you can afford it, get some great headshots, and put that out there. Because people like to connect with people, they don't like to connect with logos, okay? Now, let me tell you something about the social business and why you need to participate. One of the reasons why you need to participate is, have you heard this saying, out of sight, out of mind? Yeah, we've all heard that. And one of the great things that this social media does for us and for our own personal brand and our business brand is it keeps us top of mind. So the shift in your thinking needs to be, it's not necessarily going to make the phones ring off the shelf, but it's going to keep my name in front of people. So when they run into someone that needs my services, products, or needs me as a speaker, they're going to remember me and refer me. So oftentimes, like, I'll see Willie's stuff on Facebook, and it reminds me, oh yeah, Willie, I need to make sure that I'm, referring him if someone needs a speaker, etc. Or I need to get his books to give to my clients, whatever it is. So top of mind, social media is going to keep you top of mind. It's going to keep you networked in a way that we can't do when we're going out to networking events. And I want to say that it's great for connecting to people either before you go to a networking event or after a networking event. So many people, we go to conferences and we go places and we'll get business cards and we'll meet people that we really like, and we might call them and follow up. But the key and the magic of all this stuff is that now we can stay in touch on a weekly basis, if not a daily basis, by following that person, by commenting on their updates, and staying in close touch online on all the social channels. So think of it, again, you want to stay top of mind. That's something really important. Get your current headshot out there and really start thinking about these sites as the ultimate networking event, okay? Now, in my books, I talk a little bit about the different sites. I talk about Facebook, and I say Facebook is like the television network of social media because it skews far and wide. It's it's kind of like a cable channel. Okay, you've got your 14-year-olds on there, supposed to be, but you've got your 14-year-olds on there, and you've got your 80-year-olds on there. Okay, and it's all income levels, just like a network channel. So Facebook is very far and wide. LinkedIn is like a cable channel. Okay, LinkedIn is very, it's a professional network. It is, it's your C-level, VP level, or even just, professionals out there. But it has a different vibe to it. So you have to think of that networking event as something different, very different from Facebook. Facebook skews more women as well. And then Twitter, I write about, Twitter is like the cocktail party of social media. It's, if you think about the ultimate cocktail party, you open the door, and everyone is sharing tips and information about their business, about their expertise, about conferences, seminars, about they're sharing handouts with each other. That's what Twitter is. Yes, the younger people are on there, but they're not on my network on Twitter. It's all professionals. It's your 30-year-olds all the way up to your 80-year-olds on their networking on Twitter. So Twitter is very, very important. So if you aren't on Twitter, because I know a lot of you aren't, I want you to really look at it, because there's some amazing, amazing networking happening, a lot of business opportunities happening, a lot of social selling happening, and people are there looking for you. So it's another place we can have impact and ultimately change the world. Okay? So again, send me a tweet when you hear a good nugget. Okay, next, we're going to talk a little bit about some easy ways for you to spread the word that you're on social media. Because a lot of people think once they sign up for an account that, again, everyone's going to come and they're going to find them. And they will ultimately, but it takes time. So some easy ways to really start building your social network at first is to, I wish I had mine here, take your business card. These are my older business cards. I should have had my new ones in front of me. Take your business card, and I want you to put your Twitter handle on it. So I had follow me on Twitter at the Sales Lounge. Okay, so you want to make sure you have that on there. Okay, I'm just going to check something here real quick. I'm sorry. Make sure we're doing okay with time. Okay. Okay, wonderful. So I want to make sure that you have your Twitter handle on the top of your card or somewhere on your card, and even put your LinkedIn URL on your card as well. Have that on there. The other place that is great to share your social media information is your voicemail. So when I first started my business, and I got on Twitter and I got on these sites, I would say in my voicemail, hey, don't forget, let's connect on Twitter. I'm at Sales Lounge on Twitter, and let's connect on Facebook. And I gave my information. A lot of people forget to do that. What that does, it really sends a signal that you're ready to network, you want to socialize, and that you're a connector. People want to be near and associated with people who are connectors. So I think that's really important for you to know. Okay, it's also a part of your new brand, a part of this whole social business landscape. When you tell people that I'm an open networker, I'm going to connect to people that I don't know, because that's how your business and your influence is going to grow. That is now attracting people to you and to your business. So that's very important. Back in the day, we only connected to people that we knew. But that's changed now. With social business, we want to connect to anyone, because we never know who we're going to have impact on, who's going to refer us to somebody else. They may not buy from us, but they might refer us to somebody else. And this is how you change the world. This is how you have impact. Okay? So I want to talk a little bit in our time left about just some of the sites that you really need to consider. I think that you want to look at LinkedIn, absolutely. Make sure your profile is set up well. Make sure you have your headshot up. Make sure you have your summary filled out on LinkedIn. And really important tip, make sure you have your phone number in your summary so people can contact you, and your email address. I think that's really, really key. And if you'd like, take a look at my profile on LinkedIn to give you some ideas, okay, on how to write it. I want you to look at, particularly if you're targeting women, I want you to look at Pinterest. Pinterest is hot, hot, hot right now, and it's not just a site for crafters. Businesses are getting on there, and they're attracting women to their products and services and their message. So look at Pinterest. At least take a look at it. See what it is. So when it comes up in discussion, you'll know what it means. I want you also to really consider, Twitter is a must. You must get on Twitter. Get on there, understand it, embrace it, start connecting. I promise you, you will love it once you understand it. It's just a great, great site and a great place to network. And again, spread your message, spread your connections to have greater impact, okay? Another site you want to look at, I want you to start thinking about video, just like I'm doing now. We didn't grow up in front of a camera like the kids do now. Get comfortable in front of video. Start using Skype to connect to people. I want you as a business to start thinking about how can you do 1 minute or 30-second video clips and put them out there. 2014 is a year of video. Amazon just announced that Fire TV, everything is going to be going internet TV. Your business needs to go TV as well. So here's a great nugget for you. I want you to buy a .tv domain for your business. So like I'm going to get saleslounge.tv. I need you to get your firm, xyzfirm.tv. And because that's where things are going. Everything's going video and visual. We're going to need to start telling our story with video and photographs, and that's where things are going. We just have to kind of go with it. So social business is changing. The social web is changing the way that we're doing business and we're connecting to each other. As a business, I want you to start thinking about, as a team, how can we spread our message? How can we have greater impact? Look at your overall brand online. It's so important. Be social. Be an open networker online. Connect to people that you don't know. Start connecting to media and publications that you want to be in. They're scouting it daily, looking for people like you and me. I got my book deals from someone who found me over Facebook. I've gotten in major magazines, major media exposure, and lots of opportunity because of social media. But you don't have to be a social media author to make it happen. I've seen it happen for our clients who run air conditioning businesses to top CEOs that I work with. So I want to say thank you for your time today. Please send me a tweet, ask me any questions that you have. You can go out now, you can change the world. We now have platforms that our message can reach millions, which is really, really exciting. All you have to do is embrace it, have the right mindset, think of yourself as a personal brand, and you watch, you can change the world. Thanks, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.